Did you?
Yeah, I just hit the button. Did you say? Did you? I mean, if it's nothing really incendiary, you can ask anyone.
I was gonna ask how my mic's set up because it's wired. It's not wired, so I can't control the volume.
It sounds. It's not too loud. I'll keep it real.
Okay.
It's not too. Oh God. Let's see here. Anyway, okay, so here we are, y'all. Another BS Busters. Some other people might drop in as time goes by, and I'm happy about that. So, without further ado, here's another one. We're back. This episode of BS Busters is about Sony's Virtualboy and and the health of the industry, because we got a few people around here who I'm not gonna name names, because I mean it's more than just one or two people. You have a portion of the gamers in the gamosphere that think that the game industry is fine. I mean, despite the fact they've been firing people and shuttering studios and like, and the only thing I have to say to people who think that before we get further into the cast is this: if you went to a store, to a supermarket, and over the year, multiple name brands that you grew up with were disappearing off the shelves and going out of business, but you still had Nabisco and Oreo and like Kellogg's and stuff like that, but the mid-tier brands that are like alternatives to those are disappearing, something's wrong. It's not fine, okay? At least, according to my estimation. What do I know? I'm just a dude. So without further ado, Kenoshi's going to introduce himself.
Hey, this is Kanashi Abominito. Glad to be on another BS Busters.
Good to have you here. Oh, crap. I messed up. And we're also joined by N-Duo.
Yo, this is like one half of N-Duo. What's going on, people? Good to be on a BS Buster.
Good to have you back, dude. Good to have you back. So we're gonna talk about Sony's virtual reality initiative, for lack of a better term. Because that's what it is. It's their virtual reality initiative, which, I mean, I'm happy for them, but whatever. So, with that being said, I mean, your guys' thoughts? I mean, do you think it's going to take off, even though it's kind of expensive?
It's supposedly, with everything, it's $810, but I think Rick, the review tech got his math wrong, because there is the $400 console. I believe the PS4 is $400. Then you have the $400 helmet, which is $800. Then you have the PS, so that's already $800. But you also have to consider the PlayStation Move, the camera. You're probably going to need two of those moves, so that's another $120. And then you have the PlayStation camera, which is probably another, $50? So that's a little over $1,000.
So it's basically around the same ballpark as the Oculus Rift, essentially.
Yes, I'll give it about maybe $500 cheaper. Yeah.
I mean, generally speaking, it's around the same. And they're selling at a loss.
Yeah, and I'm not even talking about taxes. So once you pull taxes out from it, it's probably going to be even more expensive. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, you finished talking?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll add on to what you said. Okay, so the PlayStation VR. First of all, I think we said it on one of our podcasts, but we gotta wait to see what the killer app is. I mean, it has to have one killer. It's gonna have a killer app, but it needs to have the perpetual library because it's funny how they said it's gonna be 50 games at launch, and I don't see 50 games for the PlayStation 4 right now. That's like, that's up there that's not have problems or is a buggy mess or game breaking or none of that stuff. So that's hit number one. Now, do I think, like I said, I'm not like the other people who on this and say that it's a bad, it's gonna fail, whatever. I'm gonna say the price point is selling at loss. You have to buy extra stuff beyond it, which is that hidden thing which Oculus Rift and the View and everybody always kill me. Oh, it's only $400. It's only $800. Yeah, you need the PC. You need the space. You need a lot more stuff that all these people are talking about. And some people don't even have the room to. Some people don't even have the room for all this junk. So if you live in a single apartment, or all these guys talking about in there, these guys who's saying this stuff like, your bedroom ain't got the space for some of this thing, really.
But you're talking sense, dude. I don't.
No, you don't have the space for half of this stuff. I mean, hell, you remember when you had to connect, you had to move your TV around. The same thing with the Wii. When the Wii came out, everybody was like, you got to. Excuse me, and that was limited space, limited movement around. Nowadays you have something over your head and you can't see what's actually around the world. Yeah, that's gonna be a thing. Now, again, I'm not a person who said VR is. Me and Red Fox have said this many times on his podcast and my podcast. There are applications that VR gonna do for gaming. I don't see that much, but I'll wait. I'll be an optimistic person. I'll wait to see what happens. But I do like how the game media is turning a whole 180 as usual. One company is doing good, one company is doing bad. Even though they do the exact same thing, we always get that stupid spin, which I hate. I'm sorry, I don't like the spin. Because now they're advertising about the whole asymmetrical. You see some of the commercials, oh, this is asymmetrical. One person could do this, but 4 people could do this. They've been doing that that's what the Wii did with the gamepad.
That was the Wii U, but that wasn't okay.
That doesn't count. Yeah, that doesn't count. The thing you have to realize is when Nintendo does it, it doesn't count.
But I do. You know what? I'll say one more thing. I do give Sony a good, something good that they're trying to get the move back to be relevant because they put it out there. It didn't sell. The Sony Eye didn't sell. And so now they have to combine all this stuff together and say, hell, we got the warehouses of this stuff. Why not put it together and make it work? So let's see how it works out.
Yeah, people just don't seem to understand that, I don't, and I've said this before, I don't see, I just don't see, I don't see VR taking off like everyone thinks it does, because I've seen this before. I remember when I was a little kid, and everyone was like, in 91, 92, VR is the future at the Consumer Electronics Show. VR is the future, and you had people sitting in front of laptops with like goggles on their face and a mouse or some type of joystick or controlling apparatus in their hand, trying to tell us, this is the future, just like now. And to me, nothing has changed. You have some dirt with some stuff on their face hooked up to a computer saying this is the future. It's like no one has figured out, you got to do something different.
But in the applications we said that it could work for Red. It is the future, and I could see that.
Oh yeah, if you're an architect or a doctor, being able to have someone swallow a thing that's going to take a picture, a digital picture of their internals, and you put on a virtual thing, and it's like the doctor is walking through their stomach and saying, "Oh, you've got an ulcer here. We need to operate her." That's cool, but that has nothing to do with gaming. You know what I'm saying? Unless the idea of walking through a human person's body is an interesting game to you, in which I'd ask, maybe if Atlas did another trauma center, maybe that would
work. That's wrong, Red. You know that.
No, I played Trauma Center. If you went into some dude's body, you're like, hey man, I gotta go into your body. We gotta stop the sin, because that was the name of the evil whatever that was like taking over people's bodies.
Yeah.
In that game.
I got you.
I mean, that would be cool. It's like, man, I went to this dude's body and I operated. That actually sounds like a cool game, but I mean, would someone take that type of chance? I don't think that game would really resonate with
casual.
I don't think it would resonate with the mass market. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I hate to call the mass market casual because people always say that. It's the casual. I don't.
Yeah, I don't like to use that word too, but I'm just saying it just to shorten up the preference, just get it over with. But the thing about it is that with VR, like I said, I'm the only person here who messed with Oculus Rift, and again, I played the Valkyrie game. It felt good. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I saw it and it was pretty cool doing some of the stuff, but out of the 100 people that was there messing with Oculus Rift, many of them found out that they have circumstances to that VR as well, which is that they have motion sickness, they have vertigo, and some of these people didn't even know they had that until they messed with the VR.
Yeah, for me, in my opinion, like VR is just one of those things that kind of like, because like I said, I've already drank the Kool-Aid with the Virtualboy. I did. I was one of those people. I drank the Kool-Aid, and
Kool-Aid wasn't good.
I drank the Kool-Aid. I was one of those people who drank the Kool-Aid, and it didn't work out for me. And I mean, like I said, there's like 5-6 games that I have for the for my Virtualboy that's awesome. But I mean, it was a failure. It's like everyone's like, oh man, the Wii U was a failure, the GameCube was a failure. I want to tell you right now, the Virtualboy. Look, anytime Nintendo pulls a new console less than a year after it comes out, that's a failure. The Wii U they're still making money off of the Wii U. They made money off the Wii. They made money off the GameCube. Those were not failures. Did they not live up to what they wanted them to do? Yes. Are they failures? No. Now, you want to see a failure? Go look at that Xbox One. That's a woo. They're losing like $200. They're losing like $200 per console sold with that thing. That is that. Like if someone told me, okay, we have a product we have a product and we're losing more money than we're making on it, just on its with its existence, I'm like, that would be ridiculous for me. I couldn't. I'd be mad. I'd be angry. Like you'd hear me cussing folks out. Like that's how mad I'd be. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Got me with a thing that doesn't even make any money. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, but as you just said, that's talking sense now, and it's just weird. But
only in the gaming community do people think it's okay not to make money as long as they're happy.
You're speaking up my alley. But other than that,
I didn't make no money. I'm fine. I don't care.
But like I said, they are. Like I said, we'll wait. And my thing is, I'll wait. I'm not gonna be too bullheadish because I have not messed with the PlayStation VR. I've only messed with Oculus Rift, so I don't know the full extent of what one headset could do to another headset. Does it has, like I said, even when I'm watching like going at the whole movies, it's pretty cool. And then like Kanoshi brought up, there are aspects of you have that screen and that you have seizures, and then you also have a screen to your face that it might cause a lot of other stuff like like eye strain or stuff like that because you got that constant twitching of lights right in front of your eyes. And video games have a lot of most of these games that people want to use them for, mostly Twitch-based games. So man, your brain is gonna be certain simulations are gonna go crazy with your brain.
I can't trust it. I'm one of those people. I don't trust any of it. I don't trust anything that's like, oh, this is like, because I've been fooled too many times. This is the future. Who told you this?
Yeah, that's my problem with. Remember when they say how Blu-ray was the future? Then Netflix came around, and then it was like
Blu-ray, in terms of physical media, like for disc-based physical media, was the future. Unfortunately, you know,
streaming came along.
Streaming came along, and streaming, like Sony, first of all, HD still, like, people, you can still get like 95% of movies in HD format, because HD is still going strong. HD, you get features you don't get otherwise. Blu-ray, yes, you get a clearer picture, but you're missing features that you get. Like, the definitive version of my Godzilla collection is my DVD portion, because I mean, that has all of these extra bonus features and little documentaries about it and everything. That my Blu-ray, yeah, Blu-ray looks a lot nicer, but not as cool, not as many features. So, I mean, people just need to calm down. They need to calm down and stop being weird.
It's so weird.
They need to calm down and stop being weird.
Okay.
And stop thinking that, oh, well, you know, this is the future. I mean, because the future is, I mean, it's immutable. You don't know what it is until it's here. So, you know, like, they're so desperately trying to force this stuff in. They're like, we're gonna force virtual reality. Look, I mean, like, here's the thing that gets me with these gaming companies. They're gonna force virtual reality. You people can barely get 2D and 3D games right at this point. Like, and first-person games. How are you going to get virtual... Like, you can barely get those right. How are you going to make good VR games? I don't get it.
That's my point. Like I said, when they said they're going to have all these games at launch, I was saying that they already have so much games that's coming out that's broken. So if you can't do the standard regular game and try to get that working, you trying to go into this other auspicious space and try to do that. I mean, the problem is because again, the publishers are riding the hype train like you said, but they're not giving the developers the time to go do this. They're not. They're gonna rush them just like they do right now.
And those games are probably going to be terrible. So, I mean, like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm laughing. It's hilarious to me that things are just, you know, kind of crashing into themselves right now.
What's up?
How's it going?
It's about time. What the hell, Google?
This is a YouTube thing, because when I've had things with Google, it worked out fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I know what was going on. I kept restarting my browser, and I tried everything, and still nothing. So I'm glad I'm in finally.
You're acting like little bitches.
But I was gonna say, like you said, Reddit. That's one of the problems I'm saying. And I don't give them. These publishers, I'm not gonna give them the time because I guarantee you, most of these developers, I mean, the publishers are like, okay, this is the new thing. The new shiny object, get something out there, they're going to force them. I know that's what's going to happen. I've seen it many times, and, well, again, people are they're going to bite off one and they could chew, but we'll see how it happens. October will be the definite date to find out what the hell's going on.
Sad.
Well, Case just jumped in. What you got to say, Case?
Huh? No, I was just talking a few minutes ago. You probably didn't hear me.
I'm just saying it's ridiculous, and I wish people would stop telling me this is the future. Man.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. It's just like, do people not remember Virtualboy? Because I know people here in college like, oh my god, I can't wait for virtual reality. I'm like, do you even remember or heard about Virtualboy?
I have a Virtual Boy, so it's not even remember. I have a Virtual Boy, and
See, the thing about the Virtual Boy is it had only two colors, like black and red.
and it wasn't even virtual reality. You would sit there and I mean, there's some good games for it. I'll tell you right now, had the Virtual Boy had a Star Fox, that could have been an awesome game.
Yeah.
Because Star Fox is awesome, and the Virtual Boy, had it done well, could have been cool. But I just think the technology wasn't there yet for what they were trying to do. So.
I mean, Gunpei Yokoi is good at more than he should. I think he kind of rushed that first role because he tried to do so much stuff to accommodate the mass market, and when he tried to do that, that's when it came messed up because he tried to do a controller that could work left-handed and right-handed, and of course, you know, the whole thing of trying to put it that you could put your face to it and everything. Like he tried too much stuff. And that's one of the things a lot of these gamers today don't understand. When I talk about preference in my videos, if you try to make everybody happy, nobody gets happy because you fail.
And you know what the really funny thing though is that, like, here's the thing. If Gunpei Yokoi, and here's the thing, Gunpei Yokoi was a master of his craft. If he couldn't get the shit to work, you think these douchebags running around now, so this is the future, the sloppy shit they've been making for years, you seriously think these milk toasts are going to be able to pull it off? Really? I mean, this is Gunpei Yokoi. This is the Game Boy guy. This is the guy who trained Shigeru Miyamoto and Genyo Takeda.
Yeah.
Like, his DNA, even though he left, his DNA is still very much in that company. Yep. You see, like, one of the best designers ever, trained like one of the best designers ever, and if he couldn't get the shit to work, you think this some guy over here? That's just the future. Shut up. No.
You don't gotta be that harsh, Red.
Milksop, this milksop over here. Yes, I said milksop. I that's a fun insult I like to say right there. The milksop. But no, I'm not stupid. I know when someone's full of you know what.
Nah, like I said, all we could do is wait to see, and like I said, wait to see. That's what the advertisement goes through. I have my suspicions just like you. Some things do not connect, and you know, all of us basically brought up like we gotta see. So all it is, we gotta see the software. That's basically it. Let's see what the software library is. Right now, as I said on my podcast, when you guys were on there, you and SKM were like, is only rich people or people who are really into this stuff gonna pay them techie guys, gonna pay that kind of crazy money? Because I'm not paying no. If I'm gonna pay, because everybody always say about, when you have the virtual, you have the what do you call it? When you have VR on your head, it's like 128 screen. I'm like, how about 128 screen that my dog can mess up or my mom could come in and kick it around or just How about I just buy 128 screen and have it there and nobody can mess with it?
I already said this before, but people are going to use this thing for porn, and their parents are going to walk in. Some parent bought their kid a PS4, and they're going to get this thing, and they're going to walk in on their kid doing some stuff that they didn't want to see their kid doing, and it's going to be put on in the newspaper, and I'm going to be laughing my behind off when it happens, because it's going to be funny to me.
Oh, this is funny. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. There's going to be some kind of application out there for porn. You know that.
Well, I mean, look. We already know that.
If it ain't a PlayStation VR, I want to say, if it ain't a PlayStation VR, it's going to be Oculus Rift for the view. You're going to have an application for porn. I guarantee you that.
I'm just saying, I already know for like 100% that, you know, like, because we already know the PlayStation crowd, they really like their pornography. So, I mean, statistically, they released this. I'm not making this up.
I saw it.
So I mean, look, it's gonna happen, and I don't want it to happen. I wish I wish, because I don't, I don't like my gaming to be mixed with adult things, but apparently some people do.
Adult things. I hear you.
No, because when I got into gaming, I was a little kid, and for me, like, gaming transports me back into being that little kid enjoying something that's fun and carefree. And why would you mix something that's pretty much for adults with something that's for kids and carefree? I don't get that.
Well, it is what it is. So it is what it is. So let's go to the. I would say I think we beat that horse down. Let's go to the next topic, which is you said the gaming industry, which we. The gaming industry is not as strong as a lot of people think it is.
Well, I mean, a lot of people keep on saying that. They're like, well, the gaming industry is fine. Really? Because I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing the gaming industry be fine. I
don't see. I don't. Like I said, I had. Since you say you don't want to bring up names, I ain't gonna bring up no names. But I had an interesting talk with certain people.
If you think the gaming industry is fine, I have a barnyard full of golden baby unicorns I'd like to sell you.
And let me ask you something. Do they shit? When they release a horse patty, is it made out of gold too?
Yeah.
Well,
you'll be rich.
Then I know the game industry is fine. Yeah, they fired a lot of people, but hey, it's all right.
I mean, people don't. I mean, I don't understand where. I mean, it's not even anecdotal evidence. It's right in your face. I mean, companies, like I said last year, every major publisher last year went on a reconstruction. Everyone, because it's not. The industry's been going through a point where a lot of people have been talking up a lot of stuff, and they're like, "Oh crap, our budget is not coming up the way we need to do." So everybody's been over budget and doing this horrible thing. Even Nintendo had to go through reconstruction as well too. Not because it wasn't passing, it's because they had to do a lot of stuff in operational costs and changed, put the new studios, which is the Kyoto office and everything. But companies lost money. Sega's lost a lot more money. PlayStation, Sony lost a lot of money last year. Xbox, of course, lost money. Studios are shutting down because studios are shutting down. Lionhead and Play and all these other studios. And then you have also you even have gaming sites, game trailers. They ain't around. They're basically not around, and most of these gaming sites also are not doing a lot of that. And I don't know how you would call it, not investigating type of stories, but they don't do a lot of satellite reporting, like go on site and talk or whatever. Now they just take from everybody else and then do their story.
Hence why you're constantly getting the same story over and over and over again from all these different people. Like regurgitated. It's like, wow, there's no new information. Which, I mean, it's sad, but what are you gonna do? But gamers accept it.
And then you have also that. But again, one of the things I've said, the ESRB saying that the 8th generation, as it is, has been the most game-written glitches and bugs in the history of the ESRB. That's going through all consoles and everything. So yeah, if they're saying that means something's going on with the industry. And these people are making a bunch of games. They're rushing everything. The game comes out, it underperforms. The budget was too big. And of course, you fire people, you lose people. I mean, that's not even like hard to see. That's just right in your face. That's just a fact. All the stuff I'm bringing up right there is stuff is in the industry that's happening right there. But it's weird how people are not saying anything about it other than some people are saying things about it, but it's these certain people, as you said, that are so delusional that you want your company to do good, but then you saying about we should hold our company to standards. As Red said, I've said many times, as long as the company's making profits, I don't care. If they're making profits and they can make more game, that's good. But when they don't make profits, and even though they're selling themselves to bare bones and giving you the chunk of meat off their back just to make you happy, but they're not. But they're basically skeleton right now. You don't care.
Exactly. Because at the end of the day, these are gaming companies, and I want them to make games. I mean, you know.
Yeah,
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, it's, and the problem with them, the fans, the so-called fans, they only follow how popular a game is, and they don't look at how much money it's made. For example, look at Tomb Raider. You know that the first reboot to Tomb Raider, that game sold over 4 million, but it was considered a financial flop. It's kind of a failure. You just can't make some of the money in this industry. You have to make all of it.
Well, it's not only that, but then Square Enix released the second Tomb Raider, and that game came out. In that game, they're like, "Oh, we didn't make enough money with this game." I'm like, "Damn!" I mean,
even with all the sales on the PC, it was still considered a financial flop.
It's still a financial flop. Yeah, it is right now. It's still a financial flop.
Oh wow!
Because
why are people cheering then?
They're cheering because you see one thing. I have to do a video about it, but again, come on a damn schedule. But see what just as I said, the Red said, it's because of the budget. Everybody thinks people always think, oh wow, if it hits 1 million, this miracle million number is gonna make everything all hunky dory. No.
Look, if you can make a game for $30 million, okay, and it's a $60 game, $30 million, and you sold it and it's a $60 game. Here, I'm a pen and paper type of guy, so I like to use pen and paper for my mathematical equations. But if your game has a $30 million budget, okay, and you sell it for $60 full, like it's a triple, for $60 full price game, and it sells 1 million, then that, it's sold by that point, it's sold 60. You sell it sells 1 million. You made let's see, no, wait a second, I missed a 0. 3.
Bullshit.
It made 600 million. No, it made 600 million. Okay.
Bullshit.
Who's doing that?
Dr. Phil.
Oh, okay. Oh, he came on.
You're saying it's a $600 million on.
If it has a $30 million budget, you made here's the thing. You also have to keep in mind that you're looking at basically, like, that's if they get 100% of the profit back. Normally they're not getting 100% of the profit back. Normally they're getting 80%. So you gotta cut that down to maybe 480 million. But still, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I mean, 480, that's $500 million off of a $30 billion game, and it sold 1 million. I mean, people wonder how Nintendo's able to make money, because they make games that are budgeted like that. It doesn't, look, by the time a game has sold 250,000, it's broken even the amount of money they spent to make it, and then everything above that's just gravy, which is how you should be budgeting. Because if you put all your eggs in one basket so that something has to sell like Final Fantasy 15 has to sell like 15 million, it ain't gonna reach those numbers.
No, well, okay. So to go to red standing, look. Okay, most of these like Destiny. Let's go with Destiny, or even we'll go with some of the Tomb Raider stuff. When you paying $80 million to make this game, and you know, $80 million to make this game, right? And and if they would get 100%, if they would get 100% profits, which they're not, but if they would get 100% profits, and they sold $1 million, that's only 60 million. So they're not even past the 80 million mark to make their money back. That's a financial flop. You made too much money. You used too much money to make this one game, and it's not working out. Now, as Red just pointed out, like I said, like again, Mario Kart Wii. You made that game for 20 million, and then it sold 37 million. It's made over 2 billion. That's after the initial setup. When I always use that point in my arguments, that's after you already made your 30 million back, or your 20 million back already. That's $2 billion straight cash straight to the company.
Like let's keep it real. When Splatoon launched in Japan and it broke like 500 million, it probably had already met its budget.
Not 500 million. We found the time.
It's not 500,000. Once it sold 500,000, it had probably already met its budget by that point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, everybody got paid. Everybody got their bonuses. The studio kept the lights on. The light bill got paid. Everybody, everything got taken care of.
But even think about it. Even as you said, Red. Even think about it. Like one region basically paid this game's development, while the other countries just give pure profit.
Everything else is gravy. I mean, can you imagine that shit? I mean, oh yeah, we took care of that shit. Yeah, it's all been taken care of. And then all the other okay, I think didn't Xenoblade Chronicles X, didn't it get like 300,000 in Japan, and then like at this point now it's like 1.2 everywhere else, combined.
Yeah.
But in Japan, once it cracked 300,000, it paid for itself. Because I know that, that was one of their more expensive games because, of assets and voice acting, stuff like that. But still, I mean, look, when they budget, AAA for Nintendo is not AAA for everybody else. It's like,
that's true. But
it's AAA for us.
But like I said, like Splatoon has broke past the 2 million mark in America, past 1 million mark in Europe, past 1 million mark in Japan. It's like a hit all over. But going back to what we're saying is, that you said Konoshi at the beginning, is like people just don't understand. Million mark doesn't mean nothing if the budget is not correct. Like to do like Final Fantasy, for Final Fantasy to be financially feasible, they gotta sell GTA numbers. They have to sell GTA numbers. 10 million, 11 million. They have to sell a number because they broke the budget 4 times.
Yeah, I don't. I like Final Fantasy. I don't think it's gonna make. I don't think it's gonna make 15 million. I don't think so.
But again, that's the pressure they put on themselves.
Yeah, I mean, no one did that. They did that to themselves. I'm just saying, I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't want to see an icon, because even though Final Fantasy has kind of gone down over the years, in my opinion, it's still it's Final Fantasy. I mean,
you're right.
I don't want to live in a universe where Final Fantasy's gone under. I mean, that's sad. But I mean,
reality says
yeah, reality says, you can't. It's unsustainable. What they've been doing is unsustainable. So, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, and again, and it goes to again, like you said, and also an X factor put in Konoshi. Like I use this number mark because of when they use all of this stuff. But take out the amiibo cards, take out the amiibo cards, and then out of that, you put Animal Crossing Home Design, a game that people didn't like. Not people didn't like. The reviewers were saying blah blah blah, just like Mario Kart 10. Like, oh, this is crap, blah blah blah. But you know what? It didn't take that much money to develop that game. But it sold over 3 million. Mario Kart is 1.6. That's money in the bank. The problem with the industry right now and only Nintendo's doing it. A lot of people are trying to get them high numbers and a high budget for one reason. I don't understand that. Capcom has a plethora of IPs. They could just do 2-3 million towards and make about 20-30 million by just selling. Make a little small. I mean, put a little. It's just like the old fable of, you know what? You might need a bucket of water to do something, but if you could just put a bucket here, a little drip here, a little drip here over time, it's gonna keep you self-sustaining. You say, hey, I still got a bucket of water. That's what they need to do. Konami have the same thing. Konami has a lot of the IPs that leave it staying dormant. So as Square.
Too many, Norman.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You don't have to do a big budget game. Just do an indie version. Do a small version, like a DuckTales.
Yeah, like, okay.
Like that.
Capcom could have gone the way forward, like they did with the original DuckTales and made a DuckTales 2. They could have given them the same budget, and that game would have sold just as well. Because DuckTales 2, as an NES game, is very rare. I tried to get one. It was like $200. Like, fuck that game. That ain't gonna happen. I walked away. But, I mean, they could have re-released that game. Like, Konami, okay, they messed up Castlevania. They could have given Castlevania to
They're gonna get it back to the founder because he wanted to work on a game and Kojima didn't want him to work on that game.
Yeah, they could have done something. And they could have. I mean, even now they could give that IP to indie people who love the franchise and say, make like, okay, don't make like a Donna's like the more Metroidvania-esque Castlevanias. Make something more straightforward, and then if that works out, you can guys make another one, and we'll give you a budget of like maybe like 5-10 million, like a small budget game. And if they can roll with that, because then if it sells 1 million, you made lots of money. Like, not everything has to be AAA. It could be a title that's on the PSP, well, not the Vita, the 3DS, PC. Boom, you got
the market. But the problem is the market demands for AAA releases.
No, well, you see that's I think that I understand what people say that, but I also think that's not. I don't think that's also 100% correct either, because why would Freedom Planet? Why would Shovel Knights? Why would Shantae? Why these little games are breaking through?
Yeah.
People who say that are full of shit.
I will step in for the first time in this conversation, which is kind of weird that I'm stepping in this late in the conversation. Like, but Tuesday I was playing a bit of Pokken Tournament still.
Yeah, we saw that.
And the game's fun, man. Blaziken is like Ken on steroids.
Still waiting on more.
Bitching about what? Bitching about what?
The stars.
Yeah, well, excuse me if I wanted to get rewarded for winning and not for losing.
All right.
That's such a
I got you. I got to. Go ahead. Go with the conversation.
Man, be on my dick and the dick ain't free, like. But yeah. Anyway, as I was saying before I was interrupted. But yeah, there's a saying we have in the Caribbean that I actually just found out recently, and it basically goes, "When dog have money, then yam cheese." Right now, we're in a position where a lot of these third-party developers, they've been yamming cheese for some time. You know, these dogs have had money and they've been yamming cheese. Now, the cheese is gone. The money is gone. And it's getting to a point where they're running out of ideas. They can't have the cheese and the wine no more. It's either the cheese or the wine, not both. So now, it's just going to get to that point where the West, it's just gonna full circle again. It's going to get to that point where these Japanese third-party developers, they're going to have to start begging Nintendo for forgiveness. And, well, the Western third parties, they're just going to start putting their stuff on PC. And, in all honesty, it's going to get to a point where this industry is, well, this industry is en route to being dead. I'll be quite frank. This industry is practically dead. It's not far from it. Soon you won't have necessarily what is holistically a gaming industry. You will have Nintendo, and you will have the West. You will have PC basically, and that's going to be what the industry is. They're almost going to be like their own separate industries. Those who want that experience will flock to that side. Those who want Nintendo's experience will flock to their side. Those who want both, well, they'll flock to both sides.
And GPUs will keep going up and up and up in price.
But the thing, because the reality of it is, I'm going to bring a bit of technology talk in here. The reality of it is, you know, Sony and Microsoft kind of signed their death notes when they chose to use an x86 processor for their consoles. And the reason why is this is because, you know, what they've done by putting an APU in their console is allowed developers to, even if developers are doing a sloppy job of it at the moment, they've allowed developers to have to work with low thermal output processors. And as the APUs are becoming more and more as the APUs are gaining better performance, they're getting better GPUs implemented them. It's going to get to a point where, you know, you're going to be able to play games without the need for a graphics card. I mean, it's already kind of like that now, but to an even stronger degree. Soon, and with how now you've got mini ITX boards and small ITX cases, and you can basically have a computer that's as small as a Wii U, and it still performs, and it's still fairly good performance. When it gets to that point where, you know, soon this is where the Steam machine is going to come into play. You're going to start seeing Steam machines that are as small as your Wii U, and they're going to be more powerful and they're going to be much higher performance than a Wii U, a PS4, and an Xbox One. And, you know, eventually, you know, we could talk like Sony and Microsoft trying to do this all-in-one device thing so much, but the reality of it is you're not getting more all-in-one than a PC. And if it's at that point where people have their TV, they have a small little device right by their TV, just like you would a Wii U, and it's their PC, and it's probably going to be more powerful than my PC is higher performance than what my PC is right now. So, you know, and if developers see that there's one of these things in every home, and it's a case where all of these PCs that are in every home where it says at least 60% of these PCs that are in homes you can run games on, then they're not going to need to develop for consoles no more. Furthermore, if Steam OS gets its foot in, soon it will be a case where we only need powerful devices, because the way Steam is based off Linux, and Linux, unlike Windows, is not resource heavy, which means that they could develop these games with even less requirements than they have. They could develop these games with even less requirements they have now. This is why Steam is rolling out the Steam machines now. They're not rolling out the Steam machines to make money from it now. They're rolling out the Steam machines to make money from it 5 years down the line. Same with the that's why they have the features like their Steam big screen and game sharing and stuff like that. You know, soon it's gonna, like, the industry has, like, the way the industry has gone, it's basically signed this death note, and the only one that's really going to be surviving on top of this is Nintendo and Steam, and all the Western third parties are going to run to Steam, and all the Japanese third parties are going to run to Nintendo, and that's what we're going to have. We're going to have an industry of PC. We're going to have an industry of PC and the West, and we're going to have an industry of Nintendo and the East. And at times, obviously, we'll have games that cross over from different companies. But you see the point. This is where the industry is going. This is where I see it going from all the signs I've seen. And you know what? The only people we have to blame are the gamers.
Yep.
Well, you paint a very interesting picture.
No, he did, and like I said, he did. That's a couple years down, but you know, and that's what we're talking about and stuff right now. Like all these companies that have these IPs, like you said, they're not doing, because even Sega, hell, it's funny. Say they use Sonic. Sonic games have not been great all the time, but then Sonic Dash is making the money. So why don't you just take like these other IPs you have, Vectorman, Golden Axe, all these other IPs that you own, and just make smaller games, and then, like Red was saying, and then you can make the stopgaps.
Yep.
Because this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get people. It's gonna be. Is it gonna be Metroid Prime Federation Force? People are bitching and complaining because it's not.
That's one argument. That's one argument you can't bring up close, because the only reason I say that, because most of the people who bitch never were Metroid fans. So I don't buy that.
Most of the people who are complaining about Metroid Prime only played one Metroid game. And they only played one of them, and somehow now they're a fan of Metroid because they played one damn game. And I'm like,
not a lot of people were Metal Gear fans, but everybody was hyped. But more people were. There was a lot of people that were hyped for that game. But all of a sudden there were a lot more Metal Gear fans than usual, and Metal Gear 5 was announced. So.
I've said this before. Hideo Kojima is kind of overrated as a developer. Like the game, his best games don't sell that well. Like Police Not Snatcher. Those didn't sell that well. So,
I mean, he look. I mean, I like Red. I would say that he's not. You know, say he was a film student and became a game designer. Some of his games are pretty good, and people
love them.
And you know what? Here's the funny thing that kills me too. If you think about it, so people buy Metal Gear. Nothing wrong with Metal Gear because I played a couple of them and they're pretty good. But here's what the thing is. The game is what it is, but it doesn't come out like every other. Just like Grand Theft Auto, all these games takes a while to make. So why do the other? So why does? That's what I'm saying. If these take a while to make, why do the other parties that keep on pushing out these games year and year and year and year and year again are surprised they gain diminishing returns?
Because, like I've said this before, how can we miss you when you won't leave? I mean, I can't go how can I miss you when you're not gone? Go do something else. Go play something. I mean, damn. I mean, Konami, and we know Konami has been having issues, but I would love for Konami to make. I mean, they've done nothing with Mystical Ninja Goemon. They've done nothing with Gradius. They've done nothing with Bomberman since they bought Hudson. Nothing with Bonk. I mean, damn, you got all these IPs just sitting around languishing away. Do something with them.
Well, that's why I'm saying, as from a business point of view, of why I said that you have to have stopgap, because again, we talked about this offline yesterday. You have everybody's like, oh, but Nintendo don't have new IPs. What's that? What's Pushmo? Pushmo is Nintendo's IP. What's Sakurai Warrior? That's a Nintendo IP. Box Boy, that's a Nintendo IP as well too.
Man, those don't count. Those don't count.
No, but they act as stopgaps. They act as, that's what I said, little tricks of money. Why the hell do you think they got a Gunvolt 2 coming out? Because Gunvolt 1 sold. It might not sold up in the millions, but it made a thing. Project Crosstone. Project Crosstone was supposed to. They wanted to make again like Hyrule Warriors. They wanted to make 100 million. That was not their thing to say. Unlike Hyrule Warriors, it's not like, okay, let's make 100 million and we'll be happy. That's Hyrule Warriors. That's all they want to do is to make profits to that point, and we're good if we made it. That was they. Project Crosstone, they wanted just to say, if we make it to that, that was their like the end cap, like just like you want to reach to $1 million. Like, if you can make to, I would love to see if we can make it to 100,000. But you know what? They sold 750,000. So they went crazy. So that kind of stuff, you never, put out something out there that's small budget that won't take a financial hit, like Red said about if it goes down, it don't take the ship down. But you might be surprised because again, you have NC Curates doing all these games. You telling me you can't give Capcom? You telling me you can't give NC Curates a Mega Man after all the Mega Man games they made?
Yeah, they were the ones who helped make Mega Man Zero.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they know how to make these games. I mean, they've worked with Keiji Inafune. He's right there across the street almost. So.
But again, even if it's that, look at their last 2 games. Gunvolt, Soul.
In all honesty, I don't think we're going to see any major changes in this industry until maybe the next generation. Because I think that's when it's really going to hit a lot of these third parties, what's actually going on. And obviously, we already know Microsoft's kind of transitioning back over to PC, and well, it's only a matter of time before Sony kicks the bucket, which I don't want them to, but the writing's on the wall. So, we're going to start, I think next generation, we're really going to start seeing a lot of big changes in the industry. And it's going to start with, as usual, it's going to start with Nintendo. That's what a lot of people This is why a lot of these NX speculations are somewhat absurd, because everyone's thinking on the basis of how the generation is now, and they're not thinking beyond. They're not thinking that, like, every generation that has come has brought along some form of change, where it's just like, for instance, when you played your SNES, you didn't think about playing games in 3D until Sony brought along the PlayStation. When you was playing multiplayer, you didn't think about when you was playing with the PlayStation, you didn't think about using analogs or playing with 4 controllers or having Rumble until Nintendo brought along the N64. You didn't, things. Go on, Andrew.
Honestly, no, and don't forget to add on the memory and Z-targeting, which basically now is a lot of people's lock on. Z-targeting was created by Nintendo too.
Exactly. So the point I'm making is that, if you're gonna analyze what's gonna happen with, we brought along the motion controls, the sixth generation brought along Microsoft, huh?
Oh, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, no, I thought you were saying something else. Go ahead, sorry.
And obviously this generation brought along a lot of like streaming and social networking features and stuff. So next generation, we're gonna get something's gonna change, and if as a gamer you're not willing to embrace the oncoming change, then you're really still stuck in the previous. You're really stuck in the previous generation, and a lot of people who are assessing what the NX is gonna be are really still stuck in this generation. You need to think beyond this generation. A console coming out doesn't just affect our purchases as consumers because we go out and buy the console. It has an impact on the entire industry and what the industry decides to do what the industry tries to do from then going forward. Also, as well, all the negatives in the previous generation will have an impact on potential change in the next generation. So, like I said, we're going to see some big changes I think we're going to see some big changes in the next generation. And this is why NX is going to disappoint a lot of people, because they're going to be expecting it to do things of this generation, when really and truly it's going to be focusing more ahead of what the next generation is going to be about, and the changes within that generation, not just amongst gamers, but within not so much amongst gamers, but mainly within the industry itself.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it that killed me that, okay, we could go through a list, and I think one of these days we have to do a podcast of this, but as a short summation of what's going on, a summary of what's gaming. After Nintendo saved the gaming industry, the home console industry, even though people always bitch about certain things, they have iterated things that become standard in gaming all to this day. And look, it's funny now. People's like, oh, motion controls. Stop, Nintendo. We don't want no more motion controls. But you still need a freaking VR. You need PlayStation Move to do the VR. Or the same thing with Oculus Rift in other cases other than the Xbox controller. So wait, the company that helped mainstream motion controls, you're giving them time, don't do it, but you're giving the other one a pass? What the hell?
That's what I said. Yeah, that's what I said last night off air. I said this White Knight stuff. This White Knight needs to stop. Like, I don't understand. Like, why is it that every time one company does something, particularly Nintendo, is always a problem, but when someone else does, it's always, oh my God, it's the best thing ever. Let's pre-order day one, everybody.
You know why? Because Nintendo still retains that image of. See, people think the problem is Nintendo's kiddie image. That's not his problem. The problem is Nintendo came out in an era when video gaming was looked down upon. Like you was a video gamer in your basement. Like you wasn't like the everyday person wasn't quick to say that they're into video games. So Nintendo kind of came out in an era where that's what people thought of people who play video games. Sony comes along, and with this movie advertising and Walkman and CD, this, that, and everything like that, they made gaming look cool. Microsoft came along, brought online gaming to the fray. They turned gamers into idiots, but they made it look even cooler. This is...
pejorative with your words, sir?
But no, but the truth of the matter is, these consoles came about with different stigmas than Nintendo did. you know, they were trying to sell the stigma of being cool, looking more mature, more violent, this, however. As Nintendo was just selling you the thing where, hey, it's a video game system, have fun with it. It's a toy.
Exactly. I mean, because remember, if it wasn't for that, trying to rob the robot and the zapper, no, our parents in North America, and they never bought that thing.
Mm-hmm.
But people forget
exactly.
that.
I mean,
go ahead, sorry.
No, Karen.
No, I mean, that's the thing that killed me. And even as Red said, the Virtualboy, they're the only. Look, did Sony help with this with the CD? Yes, and nobody never said, oh, they did a bad job with that. Did the Xbox help? Even though there wasn't the stuff again, because most of the stuff is mainstream. I call it mainline. When they mainline it, so there wasn't the inventors most of the time, but they mainlined it. Did Xbox mainline, online gaming? Yes, and nobody's taking it down from them. But again, if you stack up what those companies did for gaming compared to Nintendo, you got to give me a break. And most people who always say about we are Nintendo fans, we are Nintendo fanboys, which again I don't care for the words, but what we call out is not that Nintendo can't do wrong or nothing. Is that when just as KH just said, when one company does something good, but you poo them down, but the other one does it, you're like, whoa, come on, man. You can't. As Red Moses would say, don't try to lie. Don't insult my intelligence, dude. Really, don't do that.
That's what bothers me, is when people treat me like I'm stupid. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Man, let me tell you something. I didn't have NES when it first came out. My half brother did. And I played his a little bit when I was very, 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 very young. But like I got an SNES, I was there in the beginning. I had a Game Boy, I was there at the beginning. I've seen how this industry has changed. And I know people say, well, you weren't there playing when Atari, I have an Atari, but I was too young. Atari kind of destroyed the industry before I could, like I was there when it was revitalized, okay? So, I mean, I remember seeing this, and
Microsoft is basically the Atari.
Well, with their money having, that did kind of destroy the balance of power in the industry, but I mean, it's okay now. It's balanced out now.
No, please, there's nothing unbalanced about it. Look, the industry is, like I said, the industry that we know now is dying. It's stagnating. It's dying. Like I said, we're gonna have a new. What we're gonna have is a new industry where you basically make your choice and you pick your side. You can either be neutral, you could either be left wing, or you could be right wing. Left wing, that's gonna be PC and Western games. Right wing, that's going to be Nintendo, Japanese third party and stuff. Like I said, you'll have some things cross over, or you could just be neutral, where you enjoy the best of both worlds. It's entirely down to you. Personally, I think I'm already in that neutral position with my PC and my Wii U here.
Yeah, but you know what's going to happen though. When there's no more Sony, Microsoft, there's going to be so many people that be like, oh, I got tired of games. Especially these hipsters.
We don't need those bastards anyway.
Especially these hipsters that didn't get into game until shooters and online and whatnot got popular.
Well, you know what? I don't even think the industry should be that concerned about those people, and I really don't think Nintendo is that concerned about people. I think the bigger concern is breeding the next generation of gamers. Because look, we could complain about how games need to be more mature and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, when you're like 15 playing these adult games, and then you grow up to about 25. You grow up to about 25 to 30 and stuff, you're not going to be remembering any of these games or playing them anymore. Whereas if you grow up with Nintendo as a kid, Nintendo instills memories. You get memories from Nintendo. Like, so many Call of Duties have come out. Can you remember what Modern Warfare was really and true? The first Modern Warfare was really and truly like I mean, remember it to some degree, but you can't really if you were to go back and play it now, it would probably look like a completely different game to what you remember.
I'm gonna keep it real. Those games have begun to run together in my head. Like they're very samey to me.
Exactly. But you remember the first time you played Mario. You remember the first time you played Donkey Kong. You remember the first time you played Legend of Zelda. You remember the first time you played Metroid. Because those are childhood memories. You know, those are memories you enjoyed from you as a little kid playing video games, and you know, people that's what breeds the next generation of gamers, because those generation of gamers pass down the information to the new generation of gamers. Go on and do the same.
And here's the thing, going on to what you just said, Mario, Donkey Kong, Metroid, all those games were different genres. They were never the same. Like you said, shooter.
Open world shooter.
There's been there are so many shooters from the 7th generation till now that I don't remember. I'm being honest. I don't remember, because there's so many of them.
No, I can't keep up with them. I'm going to keep it real. I can't do it. It's so samey to me. You know,
that's what I'm trying to say. Like I said, shoot. That's why I said shooter. That's the part that killed me. Oh, you got you Battlefront shooter, light guns, pew lasers, Division shooter online. Oh, Halo shooter. All these are exactly shooter, but it just branches off a little bit. But it's the same thing. Call of Duty every year, shooting games, military, and then you have the other lessons than this. So yes, it's just that's going to be the same. But again, like Sonic the Hedgehog, Mario, Donkey Kong, Final Fight,
and
Fatal Fury.
And here's the thing: there are entire genres that have disappeared.
Yes.
You know, there are entire genres that we no longer get anymore, like beat 'em ups. Beat 'em ups used to be everywhere in the 8 and 16-bit generation. Now you're lucky if you get a beat 'em up every once in a while. It's a rare thing, you know.
But wouldn't you say that pretty much beat 'em up still exists, but hack and slash like the evolved form?
Yes, I would say that.
I'm not saying they're completely gone. I'm just saying that beat 'em ups as we knew them when we were kids are gone. Like hack and slash is great, but there's nothing like walking around as a dude in a t-shirt and some jeans, beating the holy hell out of everybody for some indiscriminate wrong.
I just got a question.
You mean games like Street Rage and things like that?
I was thinking Final Fight because that also had a dude in a t-shirt and jeans.
Well,
you can't have a beat 'em up.
I never played Final Fight.
Hey, Red, I got a question for you. I got a question for you, Red.
Yeah.
Are you a bad enough dude to rescue the president?
That game sucks, but I know what you're saying.
I know that was a bad game, but no. But you did have it. You, as Red said, you had at that time we had beat 'em ups because we had Golden Axe, we had Street of Rage, we had Final Fight, we had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
We had, you have Avengers, the Avengers.
Captain America, the Avenger. I mean,
there was so much variety of games. Back then you didn't even really know what a genre was. You just know that this game was different from that game, and that game was different from this game.
The X-Men arcade game that had 6 players.
Yeah,
welcome to die.
I didn't know the difference from the genre of Jurassic Park and Mario. I just knew there were 2 different games. Both of them great games, but 2 different games. I didn't know the difference between freaking Super Mario World and Street Fighter. I didn't know the different genres between Mario and Street Fighter. I just knew 2 different games, and there were 2 different badass games.
I'll say this. I'll give you know, Cage. I'll give you this, Cage. I'll give you this.
Yes.
I don't agree with you on the whole perfect console thing. Yeah, you know I would never do that. But I will agree with you. I will agree with you on the genre of what that time was. We had so many different genres in the 8-bit and 16-bit era. There's so many genres, and even so, the competition was fierce enough that if I put a game on my Super Nintendo, I had to optimize and put that game on a Genesis.
Oh, there's that dirty word again, optimization.
Yeah, that's a dirty word. That's a dirty word in the industry right now. You can't say optimization.
I know.
It's like trying to mention Voldemort, he who shall not be named.
No, there are 2 dirty words in the industry now: budget and optimization.
No, fun. You got fun in there. That's the F word. But
fun too. That's a dirty word too.
Oh yeah,
fun. How dare you swear on this podcast?
to finish up what I was saying, that we had those like Red and like the Double M Center, like that's the only that's the only generation I love the most, because you had different, you optimized, so you had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone, you had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time. You had people putting out games that was sponsored crap. But most of the time, some of that sponsored crap games too. Aladdin was a cool game when it was a movie title. Movie titles back then was pretty cool. They won't gain all this crappy messed up now. And like, I mean, who remember? I mean, like I said, even though I played this on an off chance and I loved it. Back then, people used to go out and try games to see the like stuff. Now they're sticking more to the same like you guys just said. Because I remember playing Cool Spot. I'm thinking, now why the hell the 7-Up Spot has a game? But it was a freaking good game. I love that game. I bought it for PlayStation, for my Genesis and my Super Nintendo. I was like, this is a good game. So I had so many trying then, but now everybody's like, well, you know, it ain't a shooter. This shooter's not this, so this game is not that, or RPG, whatever. And back then, we didn't even if we played a game, we didn't say your game sucked. I mean, from where I come from, this is anecdotal evidence of where I come from. We didn't say the game sucked. We say, yo, you enjoy that game, that's good. Now we get to the point like, okay, you don't like Mario. Yeah, okay. And now we put up a whole forum, a whole internet forum, and we'll try to change that org to try to change everything.
Not only that, but people always say, back then, like the third generation, it was mostly 2D platformers, you know, and then fourth gen it was fighters, and then fifth gen had, I don't know, JRPGs or something. Now people like every console generation had like that one genre that was taking over everything else. But then you get to 7th gen, it was shooters, and in the 8th generation, it's shooters.
6 started the shooter generation, and then it just perpetually all the way to the 8th gen now.
6th gen, yeah.
At the end part of it,
I would say more like the open world was 6th gen because of GTA 3, but yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm saying that's when Call of Duty kicked in, and then of course Halo got kicked down. Halo came around that time, and all these stuff started going to more towards shooter. Now open world, you're right. GTA, True Lies, Twist. All these games had more open world aspect in the 6th generation. The thing is that every generation, as you said right there, was defined by certain genre that was lead. But after a while, and the problem is because the 7th generation by the other console was so long, it feels like a forever that the shooters has been taken over.
Yeah. I'll tell you, but also, I think it was Ray that said beat 'em ups are dead. That's one genre I wish would come back, but I know it's not going to happen because it's first-person shooters, and it's got to be military style and have online. Shoot 'em up. Side scrolling shoot 'em up.
That one ain't gonna come back.
That needs to come back. But when I say, look, there's only one notable old school style. You walk around in the city, beating up dudes. Just
Yakuza.
where they looked is Yakuza. That's the only one I know, and that's 6 games. Well, hopefully, if we can get it over here, that's 6 games in at this point. I mean, it's a damn shame when we went from having Final Fight, Streets of Rage, aka Bare Knuckle, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a whole bunch of like knockoff. Well, Bad Dudes actually has like 4 games in the series. River City Ransom, Double Dragon. We went from all of that to just Yakuza, and Yakuza is technically kind of like the spiritual successor to Shenmue. Although Yakuza is way more action-packed than Shenmue.
Yeah,
way more action-packed.
But if you want beat 'em ups, you will have to look around. You get to the point it's become ubiquitous that you have to look around for it because I got beat 'em ups and I enjoy them. The ones I found, and they are hacking. You consider them a hack and slash. That's true. But you still have Transformers from Platinum Games and TMNT coming out. Those are beat 'em ups. They're not the genre-defining thing, but they are beat 'em ups. So, but they're not, like I said, they're not like a shooter or a fight or whatever. And even now, like in the 7th generation, now into the 6th generation, finance is. I mean, that's why I said that's why I agree with you on that part, Cage, because we had how much fighting games we had in the sixth generation, I mean, in the fourth generation. We had Street Fighter, of course, and they had Mortal Kombat, but then you had like Fatal Fury. Then you had Art of Fighting. Then you had World History, and a bunch of different fighting games that came out, and people enjoyed them. We don't have that. We don't have these. Not a lot of people is not taking the what do you call it? I would say they're not taking the chance to go do these games now. Now they want to keep everything safe. And again, Nintendo's is part of that problem too. They try to keep it safe, but because of how the market is going right now, as Double M just basically laid it out, you gotta be a little conservative because gamers are too fickle now.
You know, I'll give Nintendo this much. Nintendo, even though they are playing it safe, because they have such strong IPs, they can make a new game and put a well-known IP in it and take a chance that way. But other third parties, they can't do anything new. People get mad. It's a shame.
And you know what? I gotta say this too, because I've been listening to IG, I've been reading into IGN stuff. So sometimes I don't like to go to their sites, but IGN Polygon Game Spot. You gotta read some stuff. Sometimes you gotta be informed. In most cases,
that's
and
true.
I like how they put Division is the best-selling new IP. Blah blah blah. I'm like, but you didn't tack that on to Splatoon, even though it's on one console. You never. I don't. That again. Don't try to insult my intelligence.
Well, here's the thing. They're saying that the Division is the highest selling new IP, but Ubisoft won't release sales numbers. So, I mean, who's giving you this information?
And that's coming from Ubisoft. Isn't it coming from like the people who track this stuff? How many copies are they actually?
But that's my point. That's why gaming media is getting so crappy right now. You telling me this is right here. This is right here. This is Nintendo's first dip into shooting games. No IPs connected to this thing at all. This is straight no IPs, nothing. And it's basically on its way to sell 5 million on one console, and you don't say something about that being the fastest. Get the hell out of here.
And it was a budget game. I mean, here's the thing. It's a budget game. On one console, and it's a budget game. I mean, goddamn. That's money for... And look, listen, whatever Nintendo's next console is going to be, if you don't think that Splatoon, the old Splatoon on the Wii U is still going to be selling, you're insane. It's still going to be a $50, $60 game. So...
Yep. But I mean, look, but again, I'm just pointing, as we talking about the industry, that's what's going on with the industry when you get game media spinning the truth and not telling you the true facts.
They're not journalists. I don't know how many times we have to say they're not.
They're bloggers. They're bloggers. They're not.
Most of them is bloggers, but some are true. Some are true journalists. Don't let we can't be all.
Well, okay. They may have majored in journalism in school. Well, they don't call it journal. They call it communication. But you may have majored in communications. But none of these people have journalistic integrity, because why would you say that the Division is the highest selling new IP when there's no numbers? I mean, if you gave me numbers, I could say okay, but there's no numbers.
Let me help you out with that, Red. Look at IGN. Every time they bring out the NPD numbers, do you know what? And this is, as a company, you got to do this. As I told Andre when Andre was talking about this, like when the Nielsen report came out, talk about what's the number one reason why people buy Nintendo, why they buy the other consoles. That's just to show you that's the headline. But if you want to get the true numbers, you have to pay for it, because they ain't gonna do all that work for free. And if you're a journalist, if you were like IGN, all the money you're talking about, I would pay the money to find the details behind the details. That's what you're supposed to do. Don't just go with the headline numbers.
Those numbers could have been shipped, not sold.
Well, not the shipped sold, but look, we talked about this offline yesterday. People hated Majora's Mask when it came out. the first time. Nobody talked. So everybody did. Nintendo said we're gonna redo Majora's Mask 3D. Everybody's like, oh, this game, whatever, blah blah blah. But in February, when you have Call of Duty that came out 2 months prior, I was rocking up the sales charts as usual. That's on all platforms, and then you have all these other games. One game on the 3DS came out and dominated February, but barely anybody talked about it. What's that? One game on a small handheld console, while Advanced Warfare was on everything except for Nintendo console, and that little game surpassed that. Are you kidding me? Sorry, Fred. I gotta bring common sense sometimes, man.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, people say the industry is fine. Hey, you don't see the discrepancies in the data?
Thank you.
You know, like, how can this be the highest selling game of all time? I mean, it's like how people said the same thing about the PS4. Like, this is the highest selling console of all time. Like, the fastest selling console of all time. I'm like,
no, it's not.
No, it's not.
That's the PS2.
Well,
no, the rate. No, if you talk about rate, it's the Wii.
It's the Wii. For rate, it's the Wii. The highest selling is the PS2, but people forget the PS2 didn't really get a lot of its. Well, it was out for 10 years, and a lot of those sales that came to the PS2 came after they had their second price drop, which was 5 years in. So, I mean, people need to.
And let me help people out there too. We have not received a big price drop for the Wii U, so you telling me that they're not going to do a price drop before they build another console? Yeah, just get a future looking forward. Just to let people understand that. With all the people saying about this year.
Well, yeah, if they're coming out with a new console, wouldn't they have a price? Wouldn't they drop the price already? They would have dropped the price a few months ago, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people don't see the CP. As Red said many times, and you said this, Red, basically, and it's the truth. Nobody look at the history. They forget. They're selective in their thinking of these of how the past is, and it puzzles me when people talk so profoundly. But then did you not remember what happened in the 6th generation? Did you not remember what happened in the 4th? Blah blah blah. You're old enough to remember.
Yeah.
That's the part that kills me. Y'all memories is so selective. That's why, in most cases, when people try to call me with certain stuff, even though I could be, as Red would say, I'm too nice, I can still make them look like a fool. Because I remember this stuff. I remember this stuff. The industry right now is going through, when you got, like I said, when you got all these rumors that can't be saturated, when you got all these game studios that are shutting down, when you got all these games that are financial flops, and I mean, hell, Colonial Marines, a bad game, it still sold 2.1 million in the first month and still a financial flop.
And they lost money. And they lost money. Of course, that's because Sega just.
I got you, but if you take it slowly, the game came out. It got bad reviews. 2.1 million people bought the game the first month, and it still was a financial flop. That's a conundrum all by itself.
What game was this?
Colonial Marines, Alien.
Oh yeah, that game turned out to be a
Yeah.
state of affairs.
Yeah.
Well, we knew that game was going to be bad. I mean, there was nothing in that game that screamed, yeah, this is totally going to work. This is totally going to work out.
And then, of course, you got to forget. And then back to the games media again. Everybody said, oh, Splatoon, they don't have voice chat. You don't have voice chat. You don't have voice chat. Blah blah blah. Okay, you put it in the negative. Evolve came out. Can anybody look at Evolve and Street Fighter 5? Look at the pros and cons.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, Evolve flopped miserably.
No, it did. But he got high 8s and 9s. But nobody talked about the $260 DLC. No. I looked at Polygon, GameSpot, IGN, all these, only little small YouTubers, and
actually have that much money worth of DLC.
Yeah, well, Evolve, they said it, like, this entire thing is made to
be
like,
DLC. I know.
to sell you DLC. I was like, well, this game ain't gonna make it.
But to have $260 DLC, that's not even including season pass. $260 DLC day one? You freaking kidding me?
Yeah, and like there were entire
That's a
things
joke,
that were
too.
missing because they were like there were entire like skins and characters that like if you like you could only get if you pre-ordered it. And I was like, you don't see a problem with this stuff? I mean, I'm not a genius. I don't know everything, but I know when someone's trying to screw me over, and I mean that like they were totally just trying to screw people over, and they accepted it. Oh well, well actually no, gamers didn't accept it. That's why that game flopped miserably.
I flop, what I'm saying.
And
But here's
to
the
tell
thing,
you the
though.
truth, right now Street Fighter V is a flop.
Yep.
I mean, damn, Sony, you signed a deal with the devil and you still didn't get nothing for it. I mean, damn.
When a game like that came out on its biggest, here's the thing, when this game, here's the next thing that the media always got me laughing about, it's funny as hell. So, this big game, everybody's talking about, Street Fighter V, came out. Right now, it's almost going to be a month from since that game got released, almost. Barely past 500,000. Big game, everybody knows the name, everybody knows blah, 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 whatever. But when Mario Kart 8 come out, people was like, I don't know. Mario Kart came out, it sold 2 million in a weekend. And nobody talks about this discrepancy.
Well, no, because people like to not mention things that may be the truth, because truth is look, if it's the truth in reality, people don't like to talk about it. In this industry, which is a damn shame, really, because I personally prefer truth, but this is BS Busters. And, here's the thing: I would rather, even if it's bad news, I would rather be involved with bullshit. I would rather be given bad news first. That's like actually going on, than be given good news or platitudes to make something sound good. Because if you give me the bad news first, I can deal with it. I can work out an alternate route. I can work things out. If you give me if you don't give me the bad news and I'm thinking things are going well, I'm in trouble. So I give me bad news first. I can work with it. I can tell me early. I can find a way around it. I can fix it. Don't tell me or tell me late. We got a problem. And I mean, gamers need to get over the fact, like gamers. Okay, look, if you buy 2 or 3 games a year, yeah, to you, game industry is fine. Okay, and those 2 or 3 games are like Call of Duty, Battlefield, NBA 2K, or FIFA, or Madden. Yeah, the games industry is fine. If you're buying more than that, and like entire genres are missing, yeah, gaming ain't fine right now. If you're a console gamer. So I mean, people need to calm down. Hopefully the industry, hopefully Nintendo will pull, because people forget the industry was starting to go down after the 6th gen, and Nintendo popped in with the Wii, and that really kind of revitalized a lot of things.
Yep.
Hopefully the NX will be like the Wii, in that it'll bring new people in, new blood into the gaming industry, which will expand the base. And everyone can get paid, because I don't want to see people go out of business and lose their jobs. But at the rate it's going, just saying. With that being said, anyone have anything else they want to bring up before we wrap things up?
Oh yeah, I was talking to a guy who was somebody who got his PlayStation account hacked, and that person wasn't even able to access their games through their physical content. Like, you put in a disc and the system still wouldn't read it. So these physical discs do not matter at all. I don't even know why they're even there. Like, if you can't access the disc, even if your console is hacked and the disc is useless, then there's no purpose in having discs anymore. And what are you gonna do? You know, what are you going to do if your account is hacked and those games are gone forever? Because Sony won't take them. Sony won't help you get them back.
I think it's Double M who said this. I don't know if he did. I know somebody said it. I think it's Double M saying that. Isn't it weird that the only console in this generation, 10 years from now, we will still play on games without no problems? Is the Wii U. I mean, I'm gonna be playing.
Goddamn right, boy.
I mean, I'm gonna play Bayonetta 1 and 2 without no problem because I have a physical disc that I can put in my Wii U if it's 10 years later. And technically speaking, I'm gonna tell the truth right now. I have a Japanese Wii U and I have an American Wii U. I'm gonna buy me a second American Wii U just in case because I bet you them things will be freaking rare as frig, like a Dreamcast and a GameCube when they did certain things. I'm gonna give me a second one just in case.
I got my second one.
People gonna be hating either way. The Wii U is gonna be like the GameCube. Like people are like, and people are like, man, that thing has some great games, has a great library. Why didn't you buy one? They always have some lame ass excuse. So whatever. I don't really care. Forget them. I'm gonna play my games. I have a Wii U. I have a Wii. I have a PS3, a PS2, a PS1. Those are my I consider those a GameCube. Those are my modern consoles because they have medium that can still be readily gotten and used today. Yeah, even the mini CDs that the GameCube uses, there are places that still sell that medium. And
it still works.
And it still works. But my cartridge consoles, those are like if you got a cartridge and it's jacked, unless you find a replacement, there's not much you can really do. Or EverDrive, there's not much you can do. So.
No, Red. There is something you can do for a lot of these, games. You can get them on that virtual console.
Yeah, that is true. But the virtual console, compared to the library that I had when I was a kid.
Yeah, it's limited.
It's not nearly
limited. I mean, I know it's limited, but it's a lot better than trying to hunt down overly expensive, cartridges that may or may not work.
Well, that's true.
If a game like Earthbound could be found in the virtual console, miracles can happen.
Chrono Trigger and Earthbound and Chrono Trigger and all that type of
We want number 3.
Well, hey, come on, Red. Don't tell me you got Chrono Trigger DS. I know you do.
Actually, I don't have Chrono Trigger DS.
What?
I have the original, son. I don't need the DS version. I have the original.
Dude, as a backup, I'm just wow.
I just saw today that the actual Super NES Chrono Trigger is still on the Wii U. I'm also on the Wii Virtual Console.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I have Chrono Trigger for my SNES, the original. I have Chrono Trigger on the Wii Virtual Console. I have Chrono Trigger, the disc, the dual disc that had Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy V on my PS1. I also have Chrono Trigger on the PS3 on the download thing. That's that version as well. I mean, the only version I don't have is the DS version. I have all the other versions. I'm a Chrono Trigger maniac.
Chrono Trigger on the DS. I thought
it's really good, but I just
it has the better translation.
I mean, I like the reason I have the Chrono Triggers on the Super Nintendo, and I have two Chrono Triggers DS. The only reason I said that because the Chrono Trigger DS is because, one, I don't have loading times. Thank goodness. That's why I didn't buy none of the PlayStation ones. I ain't going to that loading time screen crap. And it's like I said, I mean, I'm happy my Chrono Trigger still working to this day, but that battery's going to die out sooner or later.
Oh, the battery inside the cartridge?
Yeah.
Well, are you good at soldering?
I could solder back in my high school days, but at this point, that's why I bought me 2 copies of the DS version.
Yeah, but come on, you really think the DS internal battery is gonna die anytime soon? I mean, come on, the
Super Nintendo, Michael, that's what I just said.
Oh,
Like, that's the thing. I like okay. Let me put it this way. I have Chrono Trigger on my SNES. I have replaced the battery, but here's the thing.
Good.
I replaced the battery, but here's the thing. Before I replaced the battery, I backed up all my saves, and like by EverDriving it, and then I just basically put that same data back on the thing, and I'm fine. I did what I had to do in order to keep that thing safe because I mean I like my original. I'm an original media type. Yeah, I like the original media. But you're talking to a dude who collects. Well, you're talking to a dude who collects records and stuff like that. So I like the original medium. But that
cool.
being said,
cool.
I mean, here's the thing. I was gonna get Chrono Trigger, the DS version, but at the time I didn't have a lot of money, and every time I went to go buy it, it was always like really expensive. And so it's like I wanted an RPG. So, but because I didn't get Chrono Trigger DS, I got like Sands of Destruction, which is a really good RPG from Sega. I got Radiant Historia, a really good Radiant Historia feels like that's
the sequel to Chrono Trigger we didn't get.
It's the sequel to Chrono Trigger we didn't get because it deals with time. It deals with time and alternate things and everything. Anyone else got anything they want to bring up before we wrap things up?
I wanted to ask about what you guys think of the PS4 4K.
That gonna be a problem.
Rumor?
Huh?
Well, they want 4K, but here's the thing. They want 4K on the virtual thing, but they also want to keep it at 60 frames per second. And I'm sorry, that just ain't gonna fly. Not for the price. It's gonna be too expensive to develop for.
It's too expensive for PC even now.
So,
okay. I'm actually surprised that no one in here laughed their ass off at that question, because and here's why. And if I offend anyone viewing, I don't give a shit. But if you use common sense and you are somewhat, versed in home theater, you will understand that if the BS4 cannot even consistently output 1080p, even at 30 frames per second, how the hell can you expect 4K at 30 frames per second or even 60? Just saying, just a little bit of common sense for you.
Okay, that is true, and I'll see that. I understand this. If they're gonna do 4K, the money is gonna take to develop games in 4K native is no way close to nothing right now.
In other words, Sony ain't got the money to fund a 1080p game, more or less a 4K.
They're not gonna do that. So what they need, the only persons who's doing this, and I've said this on my podcast when I came from Japan and the games and launch and everything, you could put 4K assets in there, which is cool. You could do that, but what it is basically gonna be scalable games. That's all it's gonna be. Once you got a 4K TV and hit the 4K texture, hit the TV, you're gonna scale it, look pretty. But right now, there's never been a console revamped that I know of that does, other than because remember the 360s, all the revamps was basically just a bigger hard drive, whatever. But this gonna do a lot more different things, and I think that will be the end of. Sony will basically bite their ass on this one. They do a PlayStation 4.5.
If they do something stupid like that, it's done.
It's almost like the 32X.
Yep.
Microsoft too. If they think that they're gonna release different versions of the same hardware and split the install base, the minuscule install base that they already have,
the only person
in all honesty, we're not gonna. I'm calling it now, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't think we're gonna see another Microsoft console next generation.
Oh, I've already said this. I think what they're gonna do is essentially they're gonna do like a Steam box, is what I think.
Yeah.
A module.
It doesn't make no sense with the way the technology is today. You might as well. It will be more efficient for them to go that route. Yeah, because like I said, soon Soon you're gonna have a Steam box that is gonna be the size of a Wii U. But
what I was gonna say is, if they're smart, if Microsoft was smart, and I said this last night, if they were smart, they would make a deal with Steam and say, look, let's build like a hybrid between both of us, join forces, because, I mean, look, we got the ubiquity, you got the popularity and the ease of use, you've gone through your little growing pains, and, you know, we can join forces and be the best of both worlds, and, I mean, that would be, for me,
to me, that's what is going to happen. That is exactly what's going to happen, in my opinion.
Because, I'm sorry, gaming for Windows 10, like, I thought Microsoft would be able to pull it off, but with some of the things they've been doing with their gaming on Windows, I'm like, it's like you guys don't know what the hell you're doing.
You know what?
I know they've been out of the loop for a while, but damn, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, even though that plan of joining forces with the almighty Gabe Newell, I don't know why, but I'm pretty darn sure that Microsoft is going to do some co-op thing and try to take Steam, you know, from behind.
Yeah, they're gonna try and do it, but I don't like. I just don't think. I don't think. Like, it would be in their best interest. I know. See, Microsoft wants all of the pie and not a part of it. But the thing is this: they're not going to be able to do it. Like, so it would be better for them to join forces with Steam and just split it. Like, that would be smarter. That would be smarter for them. And I know some people might get mad, but whatever.
I would say, who knows? Maybe they'll probably find a loophole in a contract, heck, or even make one out of thin air.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, it would be better for them to join forces than to try and fight Steam.
And in all honesty, I'll have to say, I'm not even 100% sure we're going to even see another Sony console next generation.
Well, at the rate they're going with some of the stupid stuff they've been doing, it could happen.
It's, you know, and if not next generation, then the generation after. Unless a miracle literally happens.
Man, what the hell are you talking about? We're still waiting for greatness now.
Okay, and with that, I'm gonna wrap things up now. Anyone have anything they want to pimp out for the future?
I'm sorry. Can I ask one more thing?
Okay.
I came in late. Hey, this is Triple M here.
Okay.
Have you guys already had a discussion about the Meet Tomo?
No, we didn't talk about that. I mean, we could. I mean, we don't need to talk about it because Nintendo is irrelevant. I mean, I mean, sure. Meet Tomo, the first day it launched, almost crashed the Apple Store in Japan, and on Apple. And it reached #1 like the first day it dropped, sold 1 million in the first 3 days. But Nintendo doesn't.
No one's talking about it. No one's talking. But if it was a Sony product, man, they'd be talking about it all day.
Have y'all heard this news about how the Sony VR is innovative and second screen experience?
I heard about that.
I mean, I swear to you, man, I have never seen anything like that in my life. Second screen? I can't believe it.
I did hear about the asymmetrical gameplay, which they're so innovative because no one else has ever thought about doing asymmetrical gameplay. But we're not here. I know this is BS Busters, but sometimes people get mad at me when I bring up the obvious. So point out the obvious, like. What does God need, like Captain Kirk in Voyage Home, what does God need with a ship?
I will say one thing. It came to my attention, even though it's even if Mitomo is a big success right now in Japan, I've seen some comments that saying that probably it might not emulate in America just because here we have different tastes than Japan.
The only thing I have to say is this: if they get 2 out of every 10 people who have a smartphone, they're good.
Pretty much.
No.
I mean, I don't like. The only people who are saying that it's not going to do anything are just the haters. So whatever. A lot of haters. People have been hating on Nintendo since they got into the console business. So.
Now keep in mind with the complaints about the microtransaction in Meet Tomo, the gifts that you get, you can also get them without doing microtransactions.
Yeah, we said that last night. I mean, in the random talks. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're gonna do. Like, here's the thing. Haters are gonna hate. Nintendo got 99 problems.
Play.
Yeah, no, Nintendo got 99 problems, and
bank ain't one.
And these people bitching about it ain't one of them.
There you go, Mike. That's the next one. 99 problems, but the bank ain't one.
Yeah, they swimming in the money. Okay,
you know what though? Bitch ain't what I mean, because they got plenty of those too. Got Samus, Peach, Daisy. I mean, Nintendo got bitches.
Mario be picking them
Daisy,
hoes.
Zelda, Peach, Bayonetta. I know people like, well, Bayonetta, Sega. Look.
Don't forget, you know they gotta go Bayonetta. Don't forget Midna.
Well, adult form Midna. I mean, they just
Look, we already know this. Mario and Link are the two biggest pimps in the gaming industry right now.
They are big pimping. You're absolutely right on that one.
Mario got 4 girls after all. Peach,
look how many links got about 10 of them.
Let's not forget about Rosalina, man.
That's what I said. Mario got 4 hoes. Peach, Rosalina, and Pauline. Y'all.
They're not hoes, because
I gotta disagree on that one. I don't think Rosalina is a hoe.
No, because
I don't think he's got Rosalina either. I mean, because Rosalina's God, dude.
No, because the way I see it is that hoes don't get paid, like Sony, but these get paid.
Hold on. So you mean to tell me that Mario and Link is getting girls easier than Kratos?
Kratos doesn't get girls; he just takes it. I think. I mean, I personally, I'm just saying this right now as someone who's been playing Zelda games for a while. The first time we found out Link was a player was in Zelda 2, Adventure of Link, with that old lady and the young lady who one would fill your health, the other would fill your wisdom. And then it really cemented itself with Link's Awakening, with Malon. I'm sorry, Marin. Because look, Link was totally not bad for a dude who never says a fucking word. And then we got Ocarina of Time. I mean, Link,
the reason why he doesn't speak because he's always orgasming, man. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Link's the kind of person you go to the bar with. Link's the kind of person you go to the bar with. You see a very pretty girl, and you're trying to give all your best lines to her, and she ain't interested. Link walks up to her, and he's just like, yeah! He's taking her home.
I'm with Konoshi ready and shut this thing down before it gets crazy.
Yeah, it's time to wrap things up. So anyone who finally decided to say anything after a while, has got anything they want to pimp before we wrap things up?
Subscribe to my channel.
That's a good one. I just want to pimp out Shadow Fox Infinite Shadowcast for tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, can't make that one because of life. So
yeah, I'm gonna be to that one. I'm specifically gonna, because I get off of work. Well, I'm coming home from work. I'm leaving at like 6. It's at 7:30, so I think I can. I know I'm probably gonna make it. I don't care, cause
don't break the speed limit.
I ain't missing no Shadowcast.
Got you. I would say, other than anybody else, I got a new video. I have a video, like I said on a random cast, but I got a new video coming up. Going to talk about some stuff, of course, about the PlayStation 4, whatever. Because I basically just have to point out something. It was not the video I wanted to do because I was too tired, but I have a new video coming up this week talking about stuff. So just keep an eye out on the Enduro channel.
Okay. Anyone else got anything they want to pimp out before we're done?
Go on.
You go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say that be on the lookout for OGL number 10 coming this Thursday, and OGL number 9 should be uploaded within the hour. Sorry, it's taking a little longer than expected, but be on the lookout for that as well. And as I always say, keep it gaming and get bitches, man.
I'll end on this note. They try to take my blood like Dracula, but man of Van Helsing on a big man ting. Watch the big man swing on the microphone. I best these lyrics like a chrome. Ain't Snoop, but shit's about to get blown. This lyrical death row. Where's the doctor? 2 packs for these new cats. It's like smashing. I'm top tier in this roster.
I knew it.
Like I said, okay.
And that to grace us with some more improv lyrics, cool dude. Your rhymes are tight. Cool. I'm gonna bounce.
This is Kanashi Abominito here to tell you, stay away from California orange juice. It's not good for your health.
You just had to bring that in. You just had to. You just had to. Look,
that was a real dick move, man.
You know some people around here are addicted to orange juice, and some people have a phobia. Some people have an allergy to orange juice. So you got to do what you got to do.
I'm getting those vitamin C.
Yeah.
Well, I would also like to add to what Kenoshi said. I would also like to recommend that if you're a Star Wars fan, you may want to stop being one right now. That is all.
What happened? We'll ask. I'll ask why people said some of the things they said after the cast. This is Mr. Red Fox. I will be at Shadow Fox's Shadow Cast tomorrow because, look, man, got to make it a tale of 2 foxes. So look, things might get a little wild. Just letting you know. But look forward next week. We'll be doing another BS Buster. We didn't get to the Vivendi watch this time, but there's been very little news. I'm going to try and find some numbers about how much the Division has actually sold, and not just say that it's the highest selling new IP ever, because, they said that about Destiny 2, but Activision gave us...
Well, they also said about Watch Dogs. So.
Yeah, so, I need real numbers. I can't just go by someone saying something.
Yeah, I think the general consensus is that it sold pretty darn well, but... That's the general consensus.
But the real question is, did it sell profit? Uh-oh.
No, the real question is, how much, what are the numbers? I don't want to hear it did well. I want to hear the numbers. So, if I don't hear the numbers, you can trust it. And
the whole numbers thing,
it's almost like we're starting another podcast right now.
Yeah, and we're gonna stay away from. We're saving it for next week, where we will try and find the numbers to how much the Division sold. I'm gonna try and find it. I should be able to just go and get a ballpark estimate from someplace, but I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna sacrifice the number to the Google altar, see if I can find out how much it sold. With that, peace.
Take care.